In lesson 14, we are talking about constant and varying rates of change. This starts on page 122 in your book. Joanna wants to buy DVDs from an online store. Dave's DVDs charges $15 for each DVD. Discount DVDs charges $20 for each DVD. But if you buy 2 DVDs, you get a third one for free. Which online store can be described by a constant relationship, which can be described by a varying relationship? So we are going to be talking about constant and varying rates of change today. I'm skipping it. We'll come back and look at these graphs and tables. We're going to skip ahead in question number 2. Question 2 says, look at the tables. What do the X and the Y represent? And which one is the dependent variable? So we need to say what the X is, and we need to say what the Y is. So if I look back at my table, I can see that the X is the number of DVDs for both tables, and the Y is the cost of the DVDs. I can see that in the graph also, that the X-axis is the number of DVDs, and the Y-axis is the total amount spent. So X is DVDs, Y is the amount spent, and then it also wants to know which one is the dependent variable. Dependent means it depends on the other one. So the dependent variable is Y, which is the cost, because the cost depends on how many DVDs you buy. Now, question 3 says, find the ratio of the total cost to number of DVDs for each row of the table. Is this relationship linear? So we have been working with this for quite a while when we're finding the ratios. So total cost to number of DVDs for each one, we're going to be doing the cost divided by, so because it says total cost to DVDs, the cost divided by how many DVDs. And if I look back at my table, they've already done that for us. 15 divided by 1 is 15. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 45 divided by 3 is 15. And 60 divided by 4 is 15. So for Dave's DVD, the ratio is, and I already forgot the number, 15. The ratio is $15 per DVD. And then they say, is it linear? Yes, it will be linear. Because it had the same change every time. Every time it went up by 15. So yes, it is linear. An easier way to see that it's linear is if you look at the table. Notice this is Dave's DVDs, and it will be a straight line. Remember, a linear relationship is a straight line. Now, number 4 says, find the ratio of the total cost to the number of DVDs for each row in the table for discount DVDs. Is this one linear? So this one would not be linear because we would do 20 divided by 1, which is 20, and 40 divided by 2, which is also 20. But then 40 divided by 3 now is not 20 anymore. And 60 divided by 4 is not 20. So is the relationship linear? No, because the ratios are not equal when we divide them. And we can tell that from the table or the graph pretty well too, because we can see that our line goes up and then it goes over for the free DVD. And then it goes back up because you get 2 DVDs for the same price as 3 because they're buy 2 of them and get 1 free. So that free DVD is what makes it nonlinear. So question 5, how can you determine which relationship has a constant rate of change and which one is varying by looking at the graph? How can you tell? You know that the graph of a constant rate of change is going to be linear, which means that it will be a straight line. And that does say line. So a constant rate of change is going to be a straight line. Now try question 6 and then check it with a video. So check your question 6. You should have gotten that it is a varying rate of change because the ratios were not equal. We would do 1 divided by 1 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. You could have done it the other way also. And you could have done 2 divided by 4 and got 1/2, and 3 divided by 6 and got 1/2. But those are not equal to 1. All of them have to be equal to each other. So this is going to be part 1 of lesson 14. We will continue with pages 124 and 125 in the second video.